And, we're talking about this individual. Again, what I hope to do in these podcasts is always be that perspective of the officer back to you as a faith leader,
Sure.
as somebody providing guidance and really kind of pointing us back to this roadmap, the owner's manual, and helping us make that connection. So what we were talking about today, which is trust but verify, is how can officers not just... In the last discussion we had, we talked about putting trust in what we are saying, but ultimately what we're saying is putting your trust in the one who we're talking about. And so I can tell you one of the things that cut my heart the deepest was when I heard somebody pointing out, how can I trust as an evidence-based person, right?
Right.
That this person we're talking about actually even existed. And one of the strongest convicting things that I ever heard is we're all telling time by the existence of him.
Right.
Right? And I thought, what's that mean? Well, right now we're talking, it's calendar year what, 2021?
2021.
Which means that if you count that backwards, 2021, 2020, which was a rough year, 2019, 2018, keep going.
Could we scratch that one out?
That's right.
Yeah.
We keep going all the way back. It eventually leads to year one. Well, the ultimate question is, and it should be for any officer, is, well, what happened in year one, right? Because we're actually telling time, as we know, based off of year one moving forward, but there was a whole batch of years before year one.
Sure.
So what occurred there, right?
Yeah.
And everything that occurred after that we call 2021 AD, Anno Domini, which is the year of our Lord. Which means that we're telling time by the existence of this guy, and all the years before he got here, we call all the years before he got here, before Christ.
Yeah.
That was powerful to me. It was a huge revelation I just never even thought about. Even people who don't believe in God are telling time by him. They're writing they're dating their checks by him. They're dating their police reports by him.
Right.
Maybe it would be helpful to get to know him a little bit, find out a little bit more about him.
Understand that.
And that there is true historical evidence and documentation, not only of his existence, but the things that he did while he was here. And the best one is captured in documented books within this book of books that we call the Bible. And we talked a little bit about that last time. You explained how to kind of navigate through this Bible. This, again, I keep calling it a roadmap or an owner's manual or whatnot.
because it is. It's not a rule book.
Right.
A lot of people have a very definite wrong picture, and I'm sure it's because of what some people have said of what this is. It's really an instruction manual. It's like a manual you got at the academy. It's like a manual that you get when you go to continuing education courses, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a roadmap. You call it a roadmap. I always call it an instruction manual.
Mm-hmm.
Now, us guys, we don't like to use instruction manuals. We try, we like to feel like we put the bicycle together on Christmas morning. However,
By ourselves,
yeah, and the two wheels are up front, and your child can't understand why it's dragging on the ground when you're missing one pedal, and you got extra parts. But this really is it's a love instructional manual from God on how to live and enjoy life on this planet, and how to be the very best at whatever you are. And that also applies to law enforcement officers. How to be the very best police officer you can be on this planet. The very first police officer was in the Garden of Eden. Very first one, with a flaming sword, with their duty weapon. God put angels to protect and guard the Garden of Eden and to keep anyone from coming in. Very first ones were from heaven, God's officers of the law. Michael, the angel Michael, watches over and is in charge of all the troops that are the protective police officers of heaven and earth, angels of the entire existence of life.
and here we go again. Officers know of Michael.
How many
right?
challenge coins do we
Challenge
have with Michael?
coins, little medallions that we hang from our uniforms or our car
In
or
our car?
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But it almost, unless you really know the not just the story but the truth behind that, it starts to really become like a good luck charm or something
Right.
such as that.
That's
It's
right.
so much more powerful than a rabbit's foot.
Superstitious, yeah.
That's right. It really is getting to know what that is all about. And so I hope that's what this can become. Remnant Revealed is speaking to that remnant of officers out there that are, rather than getting bogged down in the daily circumstances that surround them,
Right.
they know that that doesn't dictate who they are, but someone does, and they're focusing, they're looking up above the fray, right? They're setting their eyes and their thoughts above all that's going on around them. But in doing that, we want to help them understand and identify what that draw is and what it is that speaks louder than what's around them, and that's the truth.
That's right.
And so, how exciting it is when you can say, I've always kind of known about the angel of Michael, the protector, the guardian there, right? And then also seeing him in images and all these other things, but you have the opportunity to actually learn about that and understand where that comes from.
Well, therein lies the unseen realm, right?
That is right.
Because the unseen realm is what you deal with every day as a police officer.
That's right.
You know evil's out there. You know they're making plans. You know they're getting ready to do something, right? You know you're going to get a call, and evil abounds in our communities, in our nation, in our world. You don't know what they're doing. You know, based off of things you've dealt with before through experience, that they're out there making plans. You also have to make plans. You also have to prepare yourself. Evil is being prepared. Evil is preparing to rob. They're preparing to steal. They're preparing to kill. They're preparing drugs. They do that in the dark. There is a hidden agenda of evil people on this planet. That's why we have law enforcement officers who plan tactics, and they prepare cases, and they do things in hidden so that they can deal with those things that are also hidden.
Right.
There's a realm that is not seen.
Mm-hmm.
We like to deal with what is seen. We want to see things first. However, everything in life is built from faith.
Mm-hmm.
The car you drove here today, somebody had to believe that a car could be made. Well, where did that idea come from? Well, it came from what wasn't seen.
Mm-hmm.
A car had never been seen.
Mm-hmm.
People were riding horses. And until someone had that come out of their spirit, hey, we could have something that is powered by gas, fuel, a combustion engine. Those things aren't seen until they're revealed by faith. The chair you're sitting in right now, someone had to believe that chair made out of plastic and with metal and ball bearings and little wheels on the somebody had to believe that into existence.
And then I had to believe to have the confidence to sit in it, right?
Thank you very much.
Right.
I mean, we're not small guys. It takes a lot of faith to sit in a chair. But what is not seen is greater than what is seen.
Well, and think about that from an officer's perspective. What are we always really stressing to them is getting the unseen into the scene for your safety, right? What do we teach them?
Surveillance.
Always watch the
Watch
the hands,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And why? Because when those hands are concealed, we can't see what they're doing, grabbing,
Right.
getting ready to use against the officer or whatever that may be. So our officers already inherently know that they're constantly, during the middle of the night when they're out on patrol and they're driving down that dark alley, the value and the power of shining the light, lighting up that which is unseen, bringing revelation to that. And so we know that we keep our eyes fixed focused on the unseen. That, again, is above the fray, not getting distracted by what's going on over here to where we miss the real threat or the real opportunity that is in front of us.
Right. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Rick and I trust that you heard something that will help your life. And if you believe that it would help others, please make sure and share. Like and subscribe and hit that bell so that you can be notified when the next podcast is available. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.